All right, this morning we are arriving at the LA Auto Show. Let's see how many electric cars we can find. Remember that video last year of the electric truck that was going around? Well, it seems like it's real and it's here at the show. I talked to one of the engineers. Let's see what he had to say.
How's it going?
Jehu.
Ah, I know you.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
From YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys rebranded.
We did.
You guys were formerly known as
Thor.
Yes. And you guys made a big splash with that video about a year ago or something.
Correct.
We were all excited, you know.
Yes.
Someone's going to actually beat Tesla with their trucks.
Yes.
We're focused specifically on battery electric. So you have fuel cell, hybrids, different technologies out there. We want to simplify the vehicle as much as possible to take advantage of fuel cost and maintenance cost savings on the vehicle. We started with this vehicle, what we call our ET1, built about 2.5 years ago, and this was a great testing grounds for us to kind of show off what battery electric can do for the commercial transportation industry. It can haul 80,000 pounds, it's fully capable as a vehicle. But what we've done since then is scale this platform down into something we see as more commercially viable for the near term. So as a medium duty platform in the form of a Loomis vehicle there, which is an armored vehicle, full bulletproof body used for cash transit. But that same platform, we can drop a UPS body or a number of different vocational bodies on top of to hit different target markets. So UPS is a primary partner of ours. We actually have a demo running with them across the highway, about a mile away. Loomis has a few vehicles, and we're working with a couple of other partners in this early piloting phase. Really excited about this vehicle going into production next year. Have our manufacturing partner locked down in the Midwest, so doing all the vehicle manufacturing there, and then all the battery manufacturing at our headquarters here in North Hollywood, California, so about 30 minutes away. So this is what we're doing. Happy to answer any questions.
I have a ton of questions.
Sure.
So let's talk about the tech.
Okay, sure.
Batteries. What kinds of cells are you guys using?
So we're using 21700.
21700.
Latest and greatest.
Really?
Yeah.
Samsung or LG?
Everybody. So we're
really?
not biased in any way.
Okay.
We're just working with whoever's got a good product for us. So,
okay.
Yeah. So we buy the cells, and then we've designed and built our own battery system.
Oh, okay. What voltage you guys running?
The 600, 700 volt range.
600, 700. Okay. Yeah. So you guys are future proof.
Yes, exactly. Well, the powertrains require it. So a lot of power, a lot of torque.
Yeah.
Need that kind of power.
What kind of power are you guys talking about on
this
these
one's
rig
about
right here?
350 kilowatt.
Okay.
That one's about 220.
220.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's even smaller. Okay.
Yeah.
That's peak or that's continuous?
Peak.
That's peak.
Yes.
Also charging.
So we're covering both ends of the spectrum. Because these are fleet vehicles that a lot of times start at their home base, go to their routes, come back to their home base.
Yeah.
They operate during the day, can charge at night. So 6 or 8 hour charging, no big deal. We're also DC fast charge capable.
Oh, okay.
So 1.5, 2 hour charges, no problem.
The CCS combo, is that
exactly? Exactly. Yeah.
So normal is level 2 charging?
Yes.
Really?
Exactly.
Okay.
80 amp level 2.
Oh, 80 amp.
Yeah, that's a standard.
J1772.
Yep, that's our standard low-end charging.
I could charge this at home.
Exactly. That's the goal.
We
don't want our customers to be limited. I mean, we help them set up their infrastructure. We work with them to get that set up. It's not we don't provide it. It's not our service, but we're working with them and helping them get there.
Ah, I see. So you guys have some contracts already.
Yes.
I heard that UPS.
Yep.
And these.
Loomis is another. Cash and transit company.
Yeah.
And then we have a lot of other smaller fleets that aren't names that you necessarily know of, but have 50 to 100 vehicles in service.
Yeah. So. What's the smallest vehicle that you guys will tackle?
So the lowest we're going down to is a class 3, 19,000 or 14,000, something like that.
Okay.
Somewhere in that range. But yeah, so class 3 to class 8 is our spectrum.
I see. Is this class 8 right here?
This is class 8, exactly. Yep, 80,000 pounds. Yep,
yeah.
Exactly.
And what's the maximum that you can do on this big rig setup?
Range?
Yeah.
So we're aiming for 150 to 200 miles.
Okay.
And that's, like he was saying, adjustable. So, you know, we're tailoring to our fleet owners, to the customers. We don't want to build a vehicle and say, here's your vehicle, have a nice day. We want to understand what their business usage is, because a lot of times what they think and what they're actually doing may be two different things. So everybody's always worried about range, give us the most range possible, and then we look at their portfolio or their routes, and they say, and we see, we only do 60 miles of range for 90% of your vehicles, and you have these 2 routes that do 120. Why are you buying all this extra capability? So we've really built a modular system that we can adjust and change the, you know, help them with the bottom line, but also give them the product that's actually useful for them. So that's really our focus, is not just to build trucks to build them. We want to understand what our customers are doing with them. We want to understand how they use them, and we want to build the product that's going to work best for them. It's going to make sense for them on the financial end, but also something that their drivers want to use and that they actually enjoy driving every day.
Also, do you guys are setting up like charging stations at each point? Because I know with these a lot of the time is they drive for an hour and then they sit there for 8 hours while they unload or load or whatever, and then they drive another hour and sit another, you know.
Sure.
So there's...
so I mean, our focus is the fleets that keep a depot. So they're not unknown locations, or they're not random locations. They go out, do a route, and come back at the end of the day. And that way, that helps them control and understand what's going on. We don't have to try to build a truck that fits everybody's usage. It's really, what is that customer? How are they using that vehicle? We know that the truck's going to be parked there every single day. We know how many chargers they need. We know what their charging structure looks like. And we can even, you know, a lot of times they don't even understand what their building is capable of. And so they say, we want to put 50 trucks, you know, in service. And we say, but do you have 50 trucks worth of charging capability? Well, maybe not. So that's where we work with them and make sure that what they're asking for and what we can actually deliver and what they can actually do line up and really work for them at the end of the day.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. What's the motor like? Is it like a BLDC or is it?
It's permanent magnet.
Permanent magnet.
The company we work with is Dana, who owns TM4 now.
So
they're our main powertrain supplier. We've been working with them from the beginning. Got great products. We're very happy with them.
Do you guys have anything in production already, or this is still like kind of future plans?
So medium duty is, we're ramping to production right now. So production will start next year. We'll start delivering products Q1. Heavy duty is a little bit further off, probably towards the end of next year. So we built this one initially just as a prototype proof of concept to show, yes, you can actually build an electric semi-truck that can actually perform just like a regular semi-truck. And then there's a lot of challenges with that. Having so much battery on board, the charging infrastructure is a lot more different. Putting 50 of these into a fleet versus putting 50 of those into a fleet, a lot different. So we realized that these can work and be great, but maybe not everybody's ready for that quite yet. And then we looked at this market and we said, okay, that's a lot more viable. There's a lot more, and there's tons of different markets for it. Where, you know, a UPS step van and this cash and transit vehicle look completely different, but the chassis is identical. The powertrain is identical, the parts are identical on our side. So that's where we went.
And their duty cycles are almost the same, right? They work for a few hours a day. They don't travel a lot of miles.
Right. And there's a lot of different size fleets and usage cases for that. So we like to play that, you know, see what everybody is doing and then make a variable enough platform that we can cover all those bases.
I see. What's underneath the hood here, if that's the motor? Because the motor's the size of a...
Motor's here, batteries are on the side. That's mostly power electronics, chargers, DC-DC, low voltage distribution. This one is also meant to be a showpiece, so there's a lot more fluff going on here than just
inside.
Practical and capable.
Underneath the hood.
Underneath the hood, we revamped the interior, put a nice big screen on it, you know, really made this something that people can look at and go, oh, that's different. And then, you know, to not only demonstrate our technology capability, but also have something to make us stand out. It's not just a semi-truck that looks just like a semi-truck. It really gets your attention. And then our production version of this will be a little more practical, a little bit more downscaled, really actually tailored to an electric system. So this one was built off an existing chassis, whereas we'll design all of this from scratch, really condense it down and make it a nice, reasonable product.
You'll be able to fit components much better when you design it.
Exactly.
Now, what about on autonomous? Is that, are you guys exploring that also?
Yeah, so it's on our radar. We're approaching it similar to how we approach our component suppliers. So we're not building motors, we're not building power electronics, we're building our batteries, because that's our IP, and that's where there's still a lot of ambiguity as far as what's a great product for a commercial truck. That's where we took on battery early on.
Yeah.
But for autonomy and future technologies, we're working with suppliers. So we're telling them, hey, tell us what products you've got, vet it out, get it done. You know, there's tons of autonomous companies out there.
Yeah.
For us to try to take that on in addition to actually building vehicles, huge, much more involved, a huge investment. Rather, we're just saying, bring us a product when you're ready for it. We'll figure out how it works, we'll talk to our customers, see what they want, and work with them in that front so that we don't have to try to cover, we're not trying to do the Tesla approach of everything from scratch. We really want to work with partners and suppliers to bring that bottom line down and to really get this development going faster. And that's the biggest problem we see, is that OEMs are talking about it, and then now all of a sudden everybody's on board with it, but what's that the timeline look like? You know, 5 years from now they may have a product in production. Well, we're starting production next year, and we'll do hundreds of vehicles. And so,
and I think it's a good idea to start with regular vehicles, because you have a whole, I mean, you have all these truck drivers you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to be your friends if you're saying, like, we don't need you anymore.
Right. Well, and you start talking about regulations and how that all is going to have to work out.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while before we can get to the point where you could actually say you can drive this vehicle without a driver. We're a long ways from that. And there will be steps in there, and we're technology forward, so we're looking at it and we're implementing it as it makes sense to us. But we also realize that it's not a tomorrow solution, and it's not gonna. This whole vehicle is going to be completely different by the time we hit that point.
Yeah. So you see a fleet of just regular, you know, driver vehicles first before.
In the short term, absolutely. Even 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
We'll still need drivers. There's still way too much ambiguity and unknowns about that whole process to say that autonomy is an answer right now.
Yeah, it's kind of a gimmicky thing to say. Yeah, these will drive for themselves right now, right? And everybody is going to that. And like, come on.
And it's going there, but what does that really look like?
Yeah, my Tesla did a phantom brake on the way here to scare the crap out of me, you know, and I'm like, I don't know if these are ready yet.
Right, and we would much rather have those guys deal with it and take the risk than us try to deal with it.
Yes.
So.
Well, that's cool. So one more question about the battery. You said the battery is your design.
Yep.
Cell level fuses?
What's that?
Do they have cell level fuses?
Cell level fuses. So we're doing wire bonding.
Yeah, wire bonding.
Which is
cell level fuses. Exactly. Yeah, so that's interesting, because as far as I know, out of the top of my head, no one else is using small cylindrical cells with wire bonds. Who else is using it?
I mean, if you want to throw Tesla in that ring.
I'm saying Tesla and no one else. It's, now you guys are, and you know, and I mean, I don't know anything about battery. I'm just a regular guy, but I've been messing around with batteries for a long time, and I keep asking myself, like, why isn't anybody else doing this? Like, these guys obviously spend a lot of time, a lot of research. I mean, even if NASA's using them on their space suits and all this other stuff, right? Like, why isn't any of the other manufacturers using them?
It's a tough market, and when we started figuring this out, you know, we've been around for about 3 years now. We had to deal with this battery issue from the beginning on this vehicle. It's a lot of people are focused on the big numbers. A lot of people look at passenger cars. They look at the markets that will get you a lot of numbers very quickly, and they've built a lot of products around that, or they've designed battery packs around that. And when we started looking at commercial vehicles, we went, that's nice, and yeah, we can have these small building blocks that get bigger, but it really doesn't work well for commercial vehicles. Nobody's really understanding what a commercial vehicle battery needs to actually be. And so that's when we went, well, I guess we're going to do it ourselves. And so we went to the small, we went for efficiency. So unfortunately, small cylindrical cells are the most energy dense, efficient batteries you can get right now. So we went, okay, that's our building block. So we started from there and packaged it in a manner that makes the most sense for a large scale battery. I mean, one battery for us is 30 kilowatt hours. And we have at least 4 on every vehicle. On the small vehicles. This thing's going to be 10 to 12 packs. So that's important for us to be able to scale that and modularize that in a block that makes the most sense for our specific vehicles, that fits between the frame rails, that uses the space effectively. So that's where we went. There aren't products out there available that will do what we want to do. We have to take that on ourselves.
Yeah. So each module is about 30 kilowatt hours, huh?
Yeah. Each battery's full voltage, full BMS inside
full
of
voltage.
it. Yeah.
Which is would be what? How many S in configuration?
It's like a 170S, something like
170S.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
It's a series battery.
Yeah, exactly. One of our batteries is like a car battery. I mean, that's basically what it boils down to.
Well, twice, because 96S seems to be the standard, right?
Well, the voltage.
Automotive. Yeah.
Yeah.
But wow. Yeah, and that's cool. So each one module is it's a standalone battery, so you parallel those at the
and that's what allows us to scale as easily. We put all those in parallel, and we can put as many or as little as we want.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that allows us to go from this architecture to this architecture without having to start over.
Yeah, the same modules.
Exactly.
You just need add more.
Just add more. Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah,
Sure.
I'm excited about this.
Thank you.
So there you go, that's SOX trucks. We talked a bunch more, but this is the important part. Now this show is turning out to be really good when it comes to electric mobility, and that's just my first interview. So stay tuned for more electric cars out of the LA Auto Show. Now, if you want to win tickets to this show, comment down below. I will pick a winner so that you can come and check these vehicles yourself. All right, thank you for watching this video. See you guys on the next one. Bye.